Sir Shams Charania, two-time MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo is ready for a new home. It is finally time for the Bucks to listen to trade offers for him and send him somewhere else. Pray for your local Bucks fan. They are probably very depressed right now, but as we all know, it's probably the right time for this to happen. The Bucks have not been really good this season. Giannis has been in and out of the lineup with injuries. He's out currently right now. The roster around him this season was never really going to win a finals with him. Despite the fact that they are a good three-point shooting team, they are not a very well-built team. It's time for Giannis to find a new home. How are we going to do that? The trade machine. That's right, we are back on the Fanspo trade machine. Today is a Giannis-specific episode. It should be like a shorter video because I only have a few trade offers that are actually realistic. The first one I would like to do is to remind you to like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Secondly, I'd like to move my big-ass head over to the side. All right, we're going to send, the Bucks? The Bucks here, and then Team 2 is going to be the Houston Rockets. This was a Kendrick Perkins trade machine, I guess. This is something he said on live TV. I don't love the fit. Truth be told, I don't. But we're just drawing up stuff right now. So Giannis would be going to the Rockets. And here's the thing. You are not just trading for Giannis when you're trading for Giannis. Because you also need Thanasis. Listen, you go watch Jeff Teague's interview about it during the finals when Thanasis was out sick. Giannis was like, where's TA? Where's TA? He needed Thanasis. He needs a stabling force. That's where Thanasis comes into play. I know it kind of sucks. You're trading for the world's tallest fucking cheerleader, but that's just how it is. It's a trade package. That's really what it is. There's a trade-off. You have to land Thanasis if you want Giannis. Or you can go find Kostas, whatever he's doing. But yeah, you need one of the brothers there. Plus, also, the Rockets would be giving up a good amount of players in this trade. You need Thanasis back to make the roster space work. How would this trade work? Freddie, you gotta go, man. No offense, Freddie. He hasn't played this season. I don't know if he's gonna play this season. It would help out a lot. And I think the Bucks would want young pieces in return. I think Amen's off the table. The Rockets are not giving up Amen. I think Reed might be on the table. But I don't think I want to trade Reed in this. I'm going to go Jabari because I think Jabari is almost mandatory to have in here. Tari Eason's going to be a part of it. And then we're going to have to fill it out with guys that make the contracts work, i.e. Dorian. And I think we're going to have to throw in Clint Capella just to make it work. I will check it, review it, see what we got. Okay, so we're going to have to rework it with picks and such. I got rid of Clint Capella because the Bucks would be taking on too much money if I added Clint Capella. It is Giannis and Thanasis for Freddie, Dorian, Jabari, and Tari. Tari Eason is up for a new contract this summer. I don't know if the Rockets are going to be able to pay him. So he gets his fresh start in Milwaukee, where they can, pay him basically whatever he wants. They aren't paying a ton of people post Giannis. Jabari Smith's already extended. He's a fun young player. I know he's kind of underwhelmed a little bit this year. Still can't really dribble. That's a pretty big crux in his game, is the fact that he still can't really dribble. And there's an over-reliance on him sometimes. But like you saw it in the playoffs last year against the Warriors, he was amazing. He was awesome. Jabari Smith was awesome in the playoffs last year. DFS and Freddie are just to make the money work. Obviously, we're going to have to readjust the trade. I don't know what the pick situation's like in Houston. What do we got over here? I mean, there's some. They got a Phoenix pick in 2027. No protections on a Phoenix pick in 2027. That could be a good pick. I'm going to give that one to the Bucks. And then we're going to scroll down. We're going to do, this swap right to 2029. I don't think it's that many pick value wise, because although Giannis is a top 3 to 5 player in basketball, he has not been healthy this year. And that's a very big downside to this trade, is Giannis doesn't even have a timetable for a return from his current calf strain. If there was a timetable for his return, a set date, even literally a week, if they labeled a week and said Giannis should be back within this week, it would help out a little bit. But having no timetable is kind of tough. It makes it really difficult to gauge what his value should be, especially when it's a calf strain. For I believe the second time this year he's had the calf strain. It's like the third time in 2 years he's had this calf strain. My big worry is someone might be getting a ticking time bomb, considering he plays with so much aggression, downhill, physical movements. You might be getting a ticking time bomb, is the only thing I'm saying. Because there could be a big injury around the corner. I'm not rooting for it. I want Giannis to have the healthiest career possible. But this is a guy whose game is predicated on physicality. things can go bad very quickly. And then I said before I made this trade, I don't love it. I still don't love it. I managed to keep Reed Shepherd on the Rockets, but I think the Bucks might want more than just one young player, and that young player being Jabari Smith. Tari Eason's still kind of a young player, but either way, I think they may want a Reed Shepherd type. I don't know. I didn't want to give them both Freddie and Reed because then they're left with only Amen playing point guard, and Amen's not even a bad year at point guard, but Aaron Holiday would be the backup. Aaron Holiday cannot be trusted in a playoff series. You know who can? J.D. Davison. Celtics legend J.D. Davison. Maine Red Claws GOAT J.D. Davison. I don't really like this trade. I don't. Comment down below, Rockets and Bucks fans. I could always rework it, put in Reed Shepherd, then I'd be getting rid of Tari, I think. The money works out there fine. I don't know. I didn't want to give up both point guards because then the Rockets only have Amen left. So I workshopped it the best way I could without putting him in there. But of course, like I said, if you're the Rockets, you also have to trade for Thanasis. Only 2 first-round picks because they're getting Jabari and Tari. There's some plus side there. You know what I mean? You get 2 young players, you give off less picks. It shortens the Rockets' window a little bit, so I don't necessarily love it. Like I said, their championship window kind of shrinks a little bit. And also, I don't like it from a fit standpoint because you don't have many shooters. What would their starting lineup be if they got Giannis? It would probably be Reed or Amen at the 1. KD at the 2, Giannis, Şengün, Adams. Like, I don't love that. I don't. Actually, Adams is hurt right now, as is Giannis. So if they pulled the trigger on this trade today, I don't think one of them would be starting. There was also this part of the tweet I forgot to mention. Bucks are not in a rush to trade Giannis and are willing to wait until the offseason for a blue chip young talent or a surplus of young draft picks if their asking price is not met. Which, again, completely understandable. But I don't know what surplus they can really get for a guy who's had injury issues all year, really, and is currently injured. That's why maybe they wait till the offseason. Giannis can come back later in the season, dominate again, absolutely destroy like he always does, build his value back up, season ends, you maybe get more. I don't know what blue chip they're talking about, though. I don't know. Either way, we'll rework it with a different team. The famous one is the Knicks. He's obviously, his name and the Knicks have been hovering around each other for a while. Obviously, Thanasis is coming along for the ride, too. The Knicks have to clear up $56 million. This would include probably Karl Anthony Towns, I'll say. And then from there, do they want to give up Kolek or would they rather give up Deuce? Probably, I don't know. I think they have to give up one or the other, whether it's Deuce or Tyler Kolek. I'd probably give up Kolek first. Deuce only has 2 years left. I'm not exactly sure. You know what? We'll just throw in Deuce because he's a better player today, and the Bucks probably want better players as of today. So they're outgoing $57 million and they're incoming $56 million, so the trade should go through financially. But they'd have to give up the Kings' ransom for picks. Just telling it how it is. They have to give up the Kings' ransom for picks because why would the Bucks want Karl Anthony Towns? I don't think they would. So we'll do 3 picks. Let's just see if it goes through. Oh, no, because of the Stepien rule. They would have to change the picks around. Whatever. Financially, it goes through. I don't know how to feel about a Knicks-Giannis trade. It makes the Knicks better, for sure. But also my thought is like the Bucks probably don't want Cat. So we'd have to work a third team into the trade, a third team into the fold, get them to agree to take Cat, and then a young player in draft capital will be going to Milwaukee. I don't know. Maybe that's what opens up the Rockets. Rockets don't want Cat, dude. Ime Udoka would hold a 357 to the side of his head if they traded for Karl Anthony Towns. That doesn't fit the Udoka system at all. So it wouldn't work there. I genuinely don't know who wants Karl Anthony Towns. He's become a foul magnet the last 2 weeks. I mean, I'm assuming you guys have seen the clip by now of him trying to post up Russell Westbrook and getting fucking stonewalled. Embarrassing. The Cat's been awful the last month. It's been crazy. So I don't think the Bucks would want that trade either. So again, like we said, they're being patient. Do you not want Cat, McBride, and all these picks? Okay, we'll fix it around. Maybe they're big fans of OG Anunoby. You can have OG, and you can also have Big Gersh. They need to make up somewhere around $10 million. I don't want to trade Mitchell Robinson. Josh Hart, I don't know, man. I really don't know. That's what's the hard part here about doing a Knicks trade is the fact that, like, I don't know who they would want to give up. Would they give up Josh Hart? Because I think they'd have to take in more money if they did. Let's take Yabusele off the table and just do Josh Hart. Obviously, there be picks involved. I'm not dumb. But financially, an OG Anunoby and Josh Hart for Giannis and Thanasis trade would go through. The Knicks get 2 wins worse. Trading for Giannis, they get worse. Oh, the Bucks going up is a big myth. There's no chance in hell a Glenn Rivers-led team in 2026 is going to get better 2 wins with OG and Josh Hart. But Giannis to the Knicks would be a fun combo. But again, probably it very much probably have to include Karl Anthony Towns. Not even joking. I don't know if there's many other ways they can avoid it without breaking up the Villanova boys. There's going to be a cut in the video, and then we're just going to end up here, and you guys are going to be like, what the fuck did you do? I feel like I went in the kitchen and I stir-fried a little bit. Giannis and Thanasis to Portland for Jeremy Grant, Matisse Thybulle, Scoot Henderson, and Young Hansen, and 2 first-round picks. Listen, this is the Blazers buying in big. The Blazers are not notoriously a free agent destination, so they get to do some essentially free agent shopping here. The way that I'm looking at it is, Young Hansen has been very good in the G League. His NBA run hasn't been great. Full disclosure there, his NBA run hasn't been great, but he's been really good in the G League. He showed a lot in Summer League. He's looked really good in other levels, just doesn't look ready for NBA competition quite yet. He's only like 19 or 20, right? Yeah, Hansen was born, he's 20 years old, so he was born in what's that, 05, 06, whatever the fuck, I don't know. And Scoot Henderson's still young, a young point guard. I know they have Ryan Rollins. Why would they want another young guard? Because you can't have enough young guards. And especially when you're rebuilding, you're just kind of seeing who's going to be there long term. You never know who's going to develop. And especially Scoot Henderson next to a stretch 5 Miles Turner, that could become more interesting. But also, it's 2 decent like young guys that you can convince your fan base to like. And then Matisse on an expiring. Jeremy Grant's just there to fill money. And then 2 more first-round picks for Giannis and Thanasis to Portland. Giannis gets to reunite with Dame and Drew. The Blazers still get to keep 2 of their centers in Robert Williams and Donovan Clingan, their starting center. They still get to keep Denny Avdia, their star. Their starting 5 from now on would probably be their starting lineup would be Drew, Shaedon, Denny, Giannis, Clingan. That sounds like it's good enough to make a run in the Western Conference. Currently, they're sitting on the outside looking in. They're about 500. And this trade would simply change their season. I wonder how Giannis would like Coach Splitter's box. I'm never going to add any context to that. So if you followed along the last few videos, I keep referencing Tiago Splitter's box, and I'm not going to stop doing it. Tiago Splitter has a nice box. This is a real trade that can happen, to be honest. Maybe they add 2 or 3 more picks. Maybe they throw some seconds and some swaps in there. That's probably what would happen. There'd be closer to 3 to 5 picks rather than just 2. But you're also getting 2 young players in Scoot Henderson and Young Hansen that could definitely, you could definitely convince your fan base to get hyped about. These 2 guys have not made impact on Portland at all this year. Scoot's been hurt, and then Young has been kind of buried on the depth chart. They don't need him to play right now. They have so many centers. Duop, Rob, Clingan. They have center play. And he just hasn't looked great in the minutes that he has got. And then Matisse and Jeremy are just there to fill contracts. I genuinely don't mind this trade. I really did not think, I didn't think this trade would go through, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do. Let me know down in the comments. Do you guys like this one? Trying to make a Giannis to the Warriors deal work. The unfortunate part, I think the only way they'd be able to get there is Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody or someone like that. Or maybe Pajemski plus Jimmy Butler. You'd have to give up the Jimmy Butler contract because Kuminga's only making $22 million. That's about less than half of what Giannis is making, which would make putting the other half of the trade together very, very difficult. Very difficult. I'm not sure if I like him with the Warriors. I mean, it makes sense, and it's a fun little, it'd be fun to see, don't get me wrong. What if I did Jimmy Butler and then AirPods? I don't even think the Bucks would want that. I don't know. I really don't know. The Warriors would have to give up, I don't know, every first-round pick that's highlighted here. I'm highlighting them all. I mean, there'd be maybe 12 picks involved in this deal. Will it go through monetarily? I just want to check. Would it go through monetarily? Yeah, it does. Money-wise, it goes through. Would it ever happen? Fuck no. Fuck no. There'd be about 200 picks involved. I wanted to workshop something for Giannis to the Warriors because, like, it's been rumored for years. And wouldn't it be fun to see, like, maybe the most dominant inside force in the modern NBA alongside the most dominant perimeter force in the modern NBA? It'd be fun. There'd be some fun there. But unfortunately, I don't foresee that happening because even Mike Dunleavy said himself he doesn't envision himself moving the Jimmy Butler deal. And then if you remove Jimmy Butler, there's just not enough big contracts on the roster to give up to match $56 million. Jonathan Kuminga, again, 22.5. And then you'd probably have to give up Draymond in there. So you're going out 48.5. And then you put in a little bit of Brandon Podziemski in there. That doesn't really help either. This trade would go through, but you have to renounce cap holds on a couple of players. I did Andrew Bogut and Kevin Knox. Why are they even getting paid? I don't know. It'd be Draymond Green, Jonathan Kuminga, Brandon Podziemski, and DeAnthony Melton for Giannis and Thanasis. And again, I don't think this would ever even happen. There'd be, again, probably 2.2 million picks going to the Bucks here. I don't envision it happening, but it was definitely fun to draw up. It's been rumored for about 100 years now, Giannis to Miami. I don't think it's, going to happen per se, because Miami's in such a weird spot where they're not good enough to, like, make noise. It'd probably include, like, Tyler Hero. Would it? Probably, because they want young players. You know what? You want young players so bad. Have Casper, the friendly ghost. Have a Jonas. Have a little bit of Andrew Wiggins. And then you can have a little bit of a Terry Rozier deal. And then you're going to have a lot of picks. Do you like picks? Because you can have all of them. I know it's going to say Stepien rule. Trade doesn't go through. I'm predicting it right now. Oh, success. It actually does go through. Yeah, okay. Stepien rule. Stepien rule. I don't know why they still have that in God's year 2026. If I want to hollow out the tank and give out 12 straight first-round picks for fucking, I don't know, a backup center, who is Adam Silver to tell me, no, I can't trade 12 first-round picks for Trace Jackson Davis? You know what I mean? 3 first-round picks, Jonas, Terry Rozier, Andrew Wiggins for Giannis and Thanasis. It brings Giannis to Miami. The Heat get better. I don't think this is realistic either, because I think they would want a little bit more than fucking Terry Rozier. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them type fuck. This trade would go through. It's just readjusted with Nikola Jovic in there. 3 first-round picks, and Andre Jackson Jr. would be going to the Bucks. Andre Jackson Jr. from Albany Academy to Miami. What a story. It's not really a story. These 3... For Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier, Nikola Jovic, I added Jovic because he's extended. I think it's a terrible extension. I'm not a fan of him personally, but it's a young player that the Bucks could be like, well, we got a young player, along with Jonas, who could be another point guard. Again, positionally, I don't think it matters. I just think you're here for the talent level. You're not looking about who fits Ryan Rollins, because you don't know what Ryan Rollins is truly going to be. This is first season of him being good. How do we know this isn't the plateau? You know what I mean? I don't know if there's a future where he's a 25-a-game guy. I can't predict that, and neither can you. This could be who Ryan Rollins is. He's like 24, right? He could just be a very solid contributor. He might not be a star. So I'm not looking for guys to pair with him. I'm looking for best possible talent. I'm looking for best talent available to trade for Giannis. I'm not worried about who fits, who can play next to Ryan Rollins and fucking Kuzma. I don't care about them right now, truth be told. Well, I care about Ryan Rollins. But what I mean is like, I don't really care about the fit right now. I'm just looking for best possible talent, and we're going to try a bunch of young guys and see what ones we love and don't love. All right, let's get wacky. Thunder. What if the Thunder wanted Giannis, and of course they wanted Thanasis? I've been shopping Thanasis with Giannis the whole time. Like I said, they're pretty much inseparable at this point in their careers. Giannis, if he doesn't get traded with Thanasis, I'd suspect Thanasis get released by the Bucks and then immediately signed with whatever team Giannis just went to. Like I said, it is a little bit strange that in order to bring in a top 3 to 5 player in the world, you also have to bring in the world's tallest cheerleader. I don't know. It's just how it is with Giannis. Who would I give up in this trade? My lord, guys, look at the first round pick. Dude, why do they have... Dude, Sam Presti is a fucking genius, bro. Look at this pick situation. This is how you go get a star player. You have 52 first round picks. I know a couple of these are protected, but like they have how many 2027s? Like 3 or 4 in just 2027 they're sniping. they could have this Utah 1-8 protected in 26 because they're going to stink bad, and that's going to land in the top 5. And then they can just, we're hollowing out picks. This is going to be the trade. I think it goes through financially. It absolutely does. Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Thunder for Isaiah Hartenstein, Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, Ousmane Dieng, 3 first-round picks in a second. Dieng, Wiggins, young players that you could maybe get excited for. Lou Dort, just there to fill money. And Isaiah Hartenstein is just there to fill money too, but he's another guy that you could ship to a third team and maybe use to get more picks. Why would I do this trade for the Thunder? One simple reason. I like Chet Holmgren. I think he's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate this year, but he can't play center. He can't rebound. That's Chet Holmgren's big crux. He's an amazing rim protector, but he can't rebound. He's not a great rebounder. Does that sound like anybody else we know that used to play with Giannis? An amazing rim protector that doesn't rebound that well? Sounds like Brook Lopez, except Chet's a little bit more lanky, and he moves better with the ball, obviously, than Brook Lopez does. But either way, Giannis comes in. He can be the rebounder that they need when they don't have Isaiah Hartenstein anymore. And Thanasis can come in and clap from the sidelines. This trade says it makes the Thunder one win worse. Whatever, dude. I'm just having fun. This is for goofs. This is a for goofs trade. This is one that I believe... I don't want to throw names out there, but I will. I'll dry snitch. I don't care. David Fizdale said on the association not too long ago, the Thunder should look to trade for Giannis. If you want to make it work, this is how it's got to get done. Because J-Dub's contract hasn't kicked in yet, so that's tough. Maybe J-Dub would be a part of this trade if they did it in the off season, because then his contract would go into his extension and on his rookie deal. So instead of the $4 million J-Dub's making this season, next year he's going to be going up to 28 or 30, whatever it's at. I don't know the exact number, but it'd be a lot more than he's making currently. So maybe they wait till the off season and then J-Dub's a part of this trade. But for me, this one just makes sense for me because they don't struggle with rim protection. They don't. Chet Holmgren's an amazing rim protector. They struggle with rebounding when Chet is the center. Giannis fixes that. As soon as he walks in the door, he fixes that. Just a thought, Thunder fans. Don't bite my head off. Somebody's going to. The comments are always brutal whenever I do these trade machine videos because they're like, my team would never do that. And it's that. I'm just having fun, dog. I get it. Some teams don't make trades, and you don't want fun to happen in the NBA. But, man, I'm just here to have some fun. What if the Kings got Giannis? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going that deep into the weeds and doing some stupid shit like that. Is there another team in the East that could realistically trade for Giannis? Again, another one where there's just going to be a jump cut, and this is the screen you're going to land on. Emmanuel Quickly, RJ Barrett, Grady's Cock, and 3 first-round picks for Giannis and Thanasis. It's a trade offer. I think the Raptors could trade for Giannis because, they don't have many big men outside of Jakob Poeltl. Giannis kind of helps out with that. He can run a small ball 5 or something of the sort. They need help rebounding at times because they don't have many centers. It's literally just Yak, and he just got back injections because his back is fucking shot. So, yeah, I think they need a big man, and they keep Colin Murray-Boyles in this trade, so CMB could still stay there and develop and maybe even play next to Giannis. That'd be fun. But imagine the starting lineup: Shed, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Colin Murray-Boyles, Giannis. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure it out. Brandon Ingram is somewhere. He's here. So maybe it's a trade. It's a trade offer. Again, maybe they want Jonathan Mobo. I'm a big Jamison Battle guy. His plus minus, his on-offs are actually insane for how not great of a player he is individually. Go look at his cleaning the glass page. What? His on-off numbers are broken, and I don't get it. Either way, this would be the trade. It'd be Grady, Quickly, Barrett, 3 first-round picks for Giannis and, of course, Thanasis. We're getting wild here, folks. Either way, Giannis is probably gone from Milwaukee. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think is the best possible situation for a Giannis trade. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video, comment down below. Of course, it's probably going to be negative about how I don't know shit about basketball. Either way, it is what it is. I'm going to go catch the game. See you guys in the next one.